hell of a thing. A Texas man decides to kill his sister, then claimed that it all happened while he was sleepwalking. But there's a key piece of information that the prosecutors were able to utilize to, well, get a conviction. Put up the picture full mask. This is a hell of a story. Texas man who attributed a bout of sleepwalking to the fatal stabbing of his twin sister more than 3 years ago was recently found guilty of murder in connection with the slaying. He almost got away with it, but new evidence emerged telling the rest of the story. Benjamin Elliott was sentenced to 15 years in prison for his twin sister's murder. They were 17 years old when the deadly stabbing occurred at a Harris County home. Elliott allegedly told investigators after the stabbing that he woke up in his sister's bedroom with a knife in her neck. Benjamin Elliott, now 21, was found guilty in his sister's deadly stabbing, and the judge did thus sentence him. Let me give you the backstory. Deputies responded to the home on the 4100 block of Brown Meadow Court. This was around 4:42 a.m., September 29th, 2021. When authorities arrived, they reportedly found Benjamin in one of the bedrooms performing CPR on his sister. The sheriff's office says the girl, who has been identified as 17-year-old Meghan Elliott, had multiple stab wounds. She was pronounced dead by EMS. Investigators said they learned after reviewing 911 records that Benjamin had called and informed call takers that he, in fact, had stabbed his sister. The plot thickens. According to documents read in court following his arrest, the teen allegedly told officers during an interview that he woke up in his sister's bedroom with a knife in her neck. According to court documents, he reportedly said that when he realized he wasn't dreaming, he removed the knife from her neck, turned on the light, applied pressure to the wound, and a few seconds later ran to his room to get his phone and call 911. He said he was given instructions to perform CPR. Put up his picture again. At this point, they're thinking, oh my goodness, this kid is really a hero. Unfortunate circumstance. He's in the middle of a dream, doesn't know that it's a fantasy. Authorities say siblings' parents were sleeping in the home when the stabbing occurred. Elliott told investigators that he and his sister were good friends, and it felt like a realistic nightmare when he woke up above her bed. Family backed the young man's claims of his sleepwalking issues. Benjamin's older sister video conferenced from Georgia and testified that she once witnessed an instant in which her brother sleptwalked. A great aunt also told jurors that the whole family has a history of sleepwalking. Wait a minute, hold up. First of all, objection, prejudicial. When you have family members being able to testify to pattern behavior, first of all, it's ironic that it's even allowed. But somehow this got in as evidentiary value. So the information is presented. Oh, yes. I saw him sleepwalking. As a matter of fact, the whole family sleepwalks according to the auntie. Well, auntie, did you stab your sister? Did anybody else in the family stab their sibling? Do they have a history of doing that too? Here's the new piece of information. Prosecutors enlisted sleep experts to testify against the defense. Why? Because somehow the family's testimony was as strong as a qualified expert as it relates to sleepwalking. So they bring in experts to testify against the defense and presented evidence from Benjamin's phone logs. To discredit the claim of somnambulism, stating that he was using his smartphone right before the murder and that the device then tracked his steps to his sister's room. They also asserted that Benjamin had purchased the survival knife he used in the stabbing less than 24 hours, just one day before Meghan was killed. And also, the evidence showed that he used the pillow to muffle his sister's screams rather than stop her bleeding. What's fascinating about this story, and it's unfortunate, obviously, this whole family is ripped apart, and you have a dead young child, teenager, and then you have another teenager, obviously troubled with a murderous agenda. The family backed him. The family backed him. The older sister backed him. The aunt backed him. They're backing the claim here. They are being presented as key witnesses to illuminate pattern behavior. Does he sleepwalk or not? Well, does he have a diagnosis? Obviously not. That's why the doctor wasn't on the stand. There's no diagnosis here. Was there a diagnosis post? Obviously not. That's why that doctor wasn't on the stand either. But that testimony was so powerful that if it had not been for the cell phone data showing clearly a call log as well as trajectory or movement beyond that call, he gets away with murder. Obviously brilliant. Obviously brilliant. Corrupt mind, yes. But he came up with a story that everybody damn near believed, except for the evidence betraying him. I look at this story, dear brother, and obviously contextualized through the lens of a young white teenager on trial. And then if, let's say this is a black or brown child, this likely doesn't go anywhere. I mean, this is open and shut immediately, right? But the family comes to his defense. There's seemingly a reluctancy to even prosecute in the beginning. It takes 3 years in order for the trial to even start. But at the end of the day, the evidence showed clear and damning proof that this whole thing was actually premeditated. And even though it's premeditated, he's still, I mean, he's going to be out of jail when in his 30s, okay? He's going to be out of jail. He gets time served for those 3. He gets 15. He gets out before he's 35 or right at 35. What say you?
I say, first of all, my condolences to the family who lost both their children. Obviously, Meghan through the murder and Benjamin to incarceration. I do want to point out that Benjamin was a lone wolf, quiet neighbor, good kid, mental illness. I want to throw out these keywords, mental illness. He was trying to revive her, Dr. Richey. He's basically a national hero. And a lot of people text and call people while they're sleepwalking. Recently, I was texting and calling girls cheating on my girlfriend while I was asleep. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to do it. I don't even know. She won't believe me either. I don't understand. And by the way, cheating runs in my family. I just want to let you know that. It runs in my cheating runs in my family. So it's like sleepwalk cheating runs in my family. My thing is this, everyone is entitled to a defense and they tried it. Obviously, this is guilt beyond guilt. I do not like the time because we do see 14-year-old black children serving life or being sentenced to death. And this is considered basically a manslaughter just slightly above charge. And I will say this, that in the America that we live in today, if his twin was black, they'd let him run for president. They'd be like, a lot of people want to kill their sisters. Benjamin actually did. Vote for him. Make killing your sister great again. So that's what it is. It contextualizes it. However, in this case, may I just point out that Justice Justice was done. He is found guilty, and the prosecution did go above and beyond to make sure that that happened. So kudos to them for actually doing the thing that is supposed to get done. We do, however, have a couple of white children running around right now that recently killed their parents and were found not guilty. We should be talking about that. And a couple of these you did run on your show before, by the way.
That's right. Very well said. Very well said. Condolences to the family that really lost 2 children.